Hi, my name is Sergio Maciel and I graduated from Wood High School in 2019. I was a member of the Vacaville Neighborhood Boys and Girls Club since 2010 when I was 9 years old, and I stayed a member until I graduated from Wood. I started going to the Boys and Girls Club when I was just 9 years old. When I first moved to Vacaville from Chico, California, both my parents were working full-time and I needed a place to go after school. My brother and I did not want to just go home and do nothing all day, and that's what brought my parents and I's attention to the Boys and Girls Club. I remember my first week at the club, I immediately felt at home there. My favorite memory at the Boys and Girls Club was when I was a teen. It was the first time we organized our annual Christmas toy drive, which became a teen tradition afterward. And that first year that I was involved in that big project, I remember all the work that was put into it, and then the outcome made it so worth it. And we ended up with so many gifts that took weeks of wrapping. And when the day came, we got this huge U-Haul and we filled it up with all these gifts. And I remember taking a step back and then looking at this huge filled truck with so many different presents and gifts. And I thought to myself, like, am I in a movie? This was just such a beautiful image to see. And that's really where my passion to serve became real. I was able to serve as the 2017 and 2019 Youth of the Year, representing the Vacaville Neighborhood Boys and Girls Club. And those two experiences were transformative, to say the least. In those roles, I learned so much more of what it means to be a leader. I was the mentor and the teen that a lot of the Boys and Girls Club youth looked up to. And so I knew that I had big shoes to fill and that I had to do my very best to make sure that our club kids had a role model to look up to. It was a very rewarding experience. I was able to form a lot of meaningful connections with a lot of our youth, and being in this position really pushed me to do my very best in all that I did. I needed to make sure that I excelled with my academics, that I was engaged with my community, and that I represented the club well. And I felt a lot of enjoyment in those 2 years that I got to serve as Youth of the Year. Recently, I was able to serve as the fellow to our Vice Chancellor here at UC Davis. And I give a lot of credit to the Boys and Girls Club for helping me get this position this past year. This is a really huge position here at UC Davis for a student to take on. I'm basically the student Vice Chancellor, representing a top public university in the entire globe. And when I stepped into this role, I took a lot of lessons from the Vacaville Neighborhood Boys and Girls Club with me. I always had Miss Anna in mind, serving as the fellow, and I was consistently presented with different problems that the university was facing with our student body, and also how we were seen with external partners. And I always had in mind, what would Anna do? And one thing that Miss Anna has really instilled in me is she really helped me refine my confidence. Any decision that I made this past year serving as a fellow, I did it with confidence and I trusted the process. And that's a huge lesson that I took away from the Vacaville Boys and Girls Club and from the mentorship of Miss Anna. I talk to Miss Anna to this day, and the mentorship is forever. It lasts beyond your K-12 experience, and I know that Miss Anna will forever be in my cornerstone. Miss Anna is just one of many mentors that I had at the Boys and Girls Club. Mr. John and Miss Josefina are also people that I know I could still count on to this day. Some advice that I would give to club kids is to not be afraid of failure. If you have big dreams and big goals, don't be afraid of getting out of your comfort zone and make yourself vulnerable to failure. But with that being said, continue to do the best in all that you do. And if you know how to work and you really want something, you'll get it. I think investing in the Vacaville Neighborhood Boys and Girls Club will transform our future. It is not only just an investment on our youth, but it's an investment in the community. A lot of kids don't have a place to go after school, and the Boys and Girls Club is that place. That's where kids get to have fun, but also where they get a lot of academic support, where they learn the importance of being engaged in their community and serving above self. Those are three things that the club has really helped me with, and I think that investments in the Boys and Girls Club will continue to have that impact on so many more youth that we have in our community.